I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back day. Yeah, I got game, got in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it turnpike miles. Yeah, it's Boo signing on.
Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Giannouloudis, and with today's message, I wanted to bring to you an important piece from my training seminars that is used to help people shift their focus and, in turn, help them shift their entire life. Now, with the recent Once a Week messages, there have been some impactful people on to share their messages and what they're doing in their lives. And I can guarantee you that there's going to be plenty more. But with the recent solo messages I've done, I've tried to take pieces from my training seminars and give them to you so you can see firsthand the impact you could have in your life right now. And today is going to be no different. But keep your eyes open for the next training seminar so that you can attend and grasp this information with me in person. But all that being said, let's get right into today's message because I wanted to help you see how quickly you can shift your focus and your entire life. And it all comes down to the questions that you ask yourself. Now see, growing up, we were always told to ask questions in school. Or if we didn't know something, we were supposed to ask a question so we can get an answer for it. I think that's usually the norm when we're all younger. But what usually isn't talked about is the questions that you ask yourself. Because when you break everything down and you dive into the mind, like we do at every single training seminar, you start to see how every single thought that you have is actually a question that you're asking yourself about something. Whether that's consciously or it's unconsciously. Thinking itself truly is the process of asking and answering questions. And something funny, when I was learning this in my studies and with my life coaching trainings, Tony Robbins, who I was trained by with this message now, he put the idea out there with regards to questions. If you're thinking to yourself that everything I just said is true, or everything I just said is not true, you had to ask yourself a question about the material either consciously or unconsciously. Then, if you said to yourself, I don't know, I need to think about this idea a little bit more. You're trying to figure out more questions you could ask to think on to find an answer. Everything's a question. It's powerful. But when you can grasp that power you have on your own thoughts, you can start to direct and to change your entire life. So if every thought we have is a question, and our thoughts determine what we are focusing on, which determines how we think and how we feel, what are the questions that you're asking yourself on a daily basis? The questions and the thoughts about yourself that are running through your mind on a daily basis. Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they focused on how to get to a new level? Or are they focused on why you can't seem to get out of the level that you're on? Every single question or thought holds a meaning to it. Focusing on how to better your life shifts your mind to help you get an answer to how to do it. Focusing on why your life doesn't seem to change and why your life is the way it is will give you an answer as to why, but it doesn't give you an answer to what changes you can make and how to do it now to make a shift. If we ask ourselves quality questions, we get quality answers, which creates a quality life. Every successful person in the world got there because they asked quality questions about how to do it and about their own life. The result was better answers helping them open new doors. Now, this entire concept of questions you ask yourself is meant to help you shift your focus for the better. Because where your focus goes, your energy is going to flow towards that. So, for example, with all of that, if you're someone who feels depressed, why is it that some people are out and about happy as can be while others are feeling sad, low, and depressed. Taking specifics out of all of that, at its base level, people who feel this way tend to ask themselves disempowering questions on a regular basis. Then over time, those disempowering questions become the norm. Why me? Or what's the use? It never works out anyways. Your focus is directed right at a negative, disempowering outlook, so you get the result. The differences in people comes down to the questions they ask themselves on a consistent basis. The questions you ask yourself could be empowering, could be disempowering, or it could be neutral. But regardless, you're going to get a result out of the questions because you're shifting your focus towards that specific area. The questions we ask ourselves hold so much power in our immediate lives. When we can take a step back, they help us see how our mind actually works. And then, which I love, once we see how our mind actually works, if it isn't how we want it, or it's limiting, we can rewire it through the questions we ask ourselves to help out our entire life. That's a power, and that's something I just would not want to pass up. Now, this entire message was just a tidbit on how powerful the questions we ask ourselves are. But if we can start to see how shifting those questions we ask ourselves to something more empowering shifts our lives to create more empowerment, that's just a life change waiting to happen. See, in my training seminars, I dive deeper into this, but take what you learned here in this video into your immediate life now. Rewatch it if you have to. But then at the next training seminar, join me and we can take it even further. But for today, understand that you can shift your focus fast and shift your state by a matter of asking yourself better questions, having better thoughts about you. Quality questions create a quality life. So as it goes, ask and you shall receive. But make sure you're asking the right question. Empowering, disempowering, neutral, creates your focus, creates how you think, creates how you feel. Ask a better question. Get a better answer. Think it over. Rewatch this if you have to. There's power here that you can take and run with your life right now. But until next week, guys, enjoy.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made.